In the past, I've done videos on how everyone is our teacher, and today I'm going to talk about the guy that's in the news the most, and that's Tiger Woods. Now, unlike most other people that are going to talk about Tiger Woods, I'm not going to talk about it from a how can I knock Tiger down perspective, because that's just not our gig. Last week, I talked about Tiger Woods on a radio show. I was brought on to specifically talk about that dilemma, and I said, you know, here's one of the biggest things. If we're putting Tiger Woods down right now, we are reacting as an amoeba in life. In other words, we are reacting at the lowest level of human life possible. Because there's only one reason that we tear someone like Tiger down, and that is so that we feel better about ourselves. Isn't that true? We wouldn't gossip about someone like him, what Tiger and his wife are going through and his family's going through, if it didn't make us feel better about ourselves. If we're saying, can you believe that he did this and he did that and blah, 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 we're working at it from a very low level of human existence. Today I want to ask you this. Have you ever made a major error in your life? I can tell you I have. Do you know what the biggest difference between my major errors and Tiger's is? Mine were never put in the news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what separates Tiger Woods and David Essel. I have made some huge errors in my life, and I admit to them when it's necessary to. But I would never, and I pray that I've never had any of them paraded in the news, talked about around the office as the way he has. Now, some people will say, well, that's what he got, because before this, everyone was talking about him in the news, how great he was, so if he falls, we're going to jump on him, and that's what happens. And that is the lowest human form of response that I can imagine possible. Can you imagine that if what you did, whatever it was, it might have been stealing from your mother, it might have been cheating on your partner, it might have been hitting your child and then feeling bad that you did, it might have been drinking too much and driving, and let's say you even got away with it. Can you imagine that if all of this was recorded and put on television, how would you feel? Have you thought about that? Like, how would you feel? If your discretions, if your transgressions were put on TV and put in newspapers, and all of your neighbors knew everything that you had done, how would that make you feel? My guess is not all that great. So I want to switch to another perspective, and I want to say, you know what, I am so grateful for Tiger and his wife that it stopped when it did. I am so grateful and hopeful that he will go ahead and get the work, the help that he needs, and his wife will get the help that she needs. I am so grateful that this came out, because maybe someone who had a ton of respect for Tiger, that was having an affair right now, decided to stop. Maybe they're not going to get caught, but maybe they decided to go in and get help so that they can repair their marriage. You know, like just maybe all of this information about affairs and infidelity and all this kind of stuff would shake someone and make them feel even guilty. I hope they feel guilty. I hope they felt guilt when he got caught. And maybe they said, you know what, I haven't gotten caught yet, and I don't want to lose my partner, and I don't want to lose everything that I've achieved in life. And so I think I'm going to stop this affair. Maybe that's the blessing here. We know the blessing for Tiger and his wife is that it's stopped now and they can get help. That's awesome. I think it's phenomenal that all of this came from out of the closet so they can get the help they need. That is just fantastic. And just maybe you or someone you know stopped doing what wasn't working for you in life and got help too. So let's look at how similar we are to Tiger versus how different we are. Let's look at how we can use his example as a way to do a double check and look in the mirror and say, is there anything that I'm doing in my relationships that suck, that aren't good, that I wouldn't want people to know? Are any of my inner thoughts about my current relationship so bad and so poor about my partner that I wouldn't want them paraded around? And maybe it's time for me to get help and to shift and to change. Let's use this as a positive experience to move forward. If I can help you with any challenges you have in life, with your current relationship, contact me at talkdavid.com. Let's move and use this as an opportunity to grow versus an opportunity to beat someone who's down. And instead, if you're going to do anything with Tiger Woods, send a prayer to him and his family that healing takes place. And I will do the same for you. If I can help you in any way, let me know. I'm David Essel. Have a fantastic day.